Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be taking a look at Special Costume Adaman here at 3 out of 5, level 150 this time, with the Support EX roll. So, I already done the 140 showcase for level 150 and, level 150, 1 out of 5 and 3 out of 5 6-star EX. Now it's time to do the Adaman showcase with the EX roll. And I figure, since I'm already giving him the EX roll, we may as well also level 150 him, because I figure most people, if you're going to invest in the EX roll, you're also going to probably invest in 10 levels higher, right? I think that's fair. Anyway, with the level 150 and whatnot, his stats go up a good margin, right? He's at base, level 140 without the EX roll, he would have had 838 health. Now he's got almost 100 more health with 932. His defenses are significantly better. Used to having 177 in both defensive stats. Now he's got over 220, which is amazing. Decent speed. Sure, the speed's fine. The speed's not really anything crazy, but it didn't change at all from the EX roll. And the attack buff was a little bit... It was decent. 353 attack is now a pretty respectable attack stat. But yeah, whatever. Big thing is that he gains the Support EX function on his Sync move, so now when he uses his Sync move, obviously he's going to get another Sync buff with it, so that's very, very nice. Less useful on him than it is for, like, Signature Lusamine, Signature Serena, you know, these characters that do want to Sync, or, like, maybe even Neo Champion Leaf, whatever other characters may have the Support EX role, right? There's definitely some other better benefactors. Signature Steven, right? That's another great one. But still, it's not bad on him for sure. Helps out his DPS, which is his big thing, is that now you don't have to use a Sync move with your support. You can Sync with Adaman and use his decent nuke, or good nuke if you maximize his nuking potential, and do some good damage. So, I've got a few ideas in my head here, but whatever. Let's just go ahead and hop into these battles and just see how things go here. Alright, so I figured there would be some fun in showcasing Adaman here with his normal damage. Facade, very strong move, we know. Facade's not, like, horrible. I mean, it's not great, but it's not horrible. I don't know. Either way, Facade, it gets double power whenever you have a status condition, so we've got ourselves pretty much 100 power for the most part on Facade here, and then combined with the normal Wish from Regigigas, which we do have the infinite field effects, which is helpful, and then Palmer's damage itself, that's pretty decent damage, right, I guess, but big thing is that you can debuff defense with Facade here, so that's very, very good in conjunction with Sonia's Tackle, which is why I brought her as the support, plus she's got the utility and defensive ability to handle it. And then the big thing here, you could do this without the EX roll, probably, but I just figured it'd be better to do it with the EX roll because it does showcase Adaman's support utility and support functionality, I guess, so he can get the support EX roll and then obviously double his damage for Facade, because Facade could use the buff. And then we have a partial Sync nuke there, I guess. I think I have Wounded Sync up as a grid tile, so we are getting a pretty solid Sync nuke there from Striker, but of course, nothing really to back it up. We've got a few defensive debuffs, I guess, but no ground zone, no rebuff, or anything like that. We're mostly just trying to prioritize our normal type damage, which is fine, I guess, because Palmer can still handle it, right? Palmer's still handling stuff without much issue here. -4 defense, G-Giga impacting for 17,000 damage is pretty good. And then 5,000 damage there on the Facade. 5,000 damage on a Facade is not that bad, I would say, but it's just obviously infinitely better to build a ground team and just go for your Hazy Headlong Rush, right? Only reason that we're doing so good here is just because of Palmer, right? So, yeah, whatever. We go for the max move on Palmer here, and then finish off with Adaman's Sync move. Probably could have finished off with Facade to better showcase, I guess, the Facade damage, but I think you all got the point, right? Facade is definitely a move in the game. Facade does have use in the Legendary Arena, though, because you can utilize it as a faster method of damage, right? Because it takes the arena bosses most of the time a couple turns of you using moves to actually queue up moves, and the fact that Adaman's Buddy move has a long animation, it means there's less time for you to get in multiple moves there, so using Facade, it can help you get your Sync countdown up and get you a little bit of damage, defense debuffs if you pick up Defense Crush on Facade, that type of thing, right? So it does have that usage, I guess, in the arena. I don't know if anyone understood what I said, but I think those Legendary Arena lovers will understand that technical jargon, I guess. But whatever, either way, there was the damage in the stadium. Not too bad, but of course we were facing a pretty low-tier stadium in Grass Week Bruno, so it makes sense that it makes sense that it would have been not too difficult, right? And also, of course, still we had the skill gear and whatnot, so yeah. There was the normal type damage, I guess. Palmer mostly carried the damage there, but Adaman did good with the defensive debuffs, and he did some pretty good damage towards the end, so that's fine. But yeah, whatever. let's go on to the next battle. Alright, I figured, hey, what is a better way of showcasing Adaman than utilizing him on a team where the support either just doesn't have support X or can't access it. In this case, it's the latter, right? Because Nita does not have access to support X, so we can utilize Adaman to make up the damage, right? It probably would be more effective to give dupes to Maxi and use his sync move for the Sun extension, but honestly, no, probably not. I'd rather just use Adaman's sync move in order to get, for one, the damage, because this is his nuke build, as well as the support X off there. So this is I guess, a decent realistic scenario here where you could utilize someone like Nita or any other support that does not have support X or access to support X, and you can use Adaman's sync move to make up for that. You can, for one, obviously get the damage, which is great, but you can also make it for the fact that your allies cannot set support X, so you just do it for them, effectively, which is a good thing, right? Probably could have, like, made this look a little bit better. I could have queued up moves a little bit better and whatnot, but it didn't really matter because Adaman's damage output is just so good that it does not really matter what I do here. We're going to win no matter what. It's not really a problem. Dark Pulse does a little bit of damage, but that's fine. That's fine. I'd say Nita's tanking there, not that she really tanked, was honestly fine for the most part. I mean, I'd say that these battles where you can utilize enemies using lower tier moves or trainer moves is probably the best spot to utilize some of these lower tier support characters that can buff offenses, so got to make some good utilization of Nita. And of course she applied the ground teamwork passive, so that's also why I brought her, was because she's a decent support for Adaman, not like top tier or anything, right? But like for a realistic scenario, for like a free-to-play player or something, utilizing Nita is a realistic thing that you could do, so again, being able to make up for the fact that she doesn't have support EX is also a very realistic use of Adaman's support EX function. So that's also why I did this setup, because it made sense. So yeah, there it was. There was a setup with Nita and Maxi. I've used him with so many ground units at this point. Let's move on to the next battle. To finish things off here, I figured that I would go ahead and utilize Adaman on the team with other Hisuian characters. Because I figure, not only myself, that other people will probably want to make a duo, triple Hisuian team, right? Which is fair. But what does Hisui lack? A support. We've literally got 2 techs, a field and sprint, and then 2 striker characters. And EX role, Adaman is the only support EX role. So how are you going to get in that support EX? Well, you're going to use special costume Adaman here. That's your way. These enemies have HP up. I think they have like HP up 6 or something. I just gave them more HP so they last longer. Not that they ended up lasting too long anyway, but it's fine. Not really a big problem. I was going to use Ray for this setup for just better ramping, but I just wanted to use Akari because I don't use Akari that much, because she's just not inferior to Ray, but for just this type of content, she's inferior to Ray. But I wanted to utilize her, so I did, because she does have Head Start 1, and I gave her, and she's obviously got the Survey Core Teaching passive, which gives -2 sync countdown. Adaman and Leafeon's trainer move also gives -1 sync countdown, so we still do get to skip a whole sync rotation, which is helpful, so that works. Either way, we get some great damage in here. Probably would have been better to run Critical Strike 2 on Adaman as a lucky skill, special costume Adaman, but it's fine. 11,000 damage, even with less than burn 9, is still pretty strong, I say, right? And then another one, essentially 10,000 damage there. Again, that 11,000 damage was with the +2 physical moves next from Akari's trainer move, but still, whatever. Either way, big point being, Hisui has a lot of synergy. Not really Irida's. The Irida's have synergy with themselves, but Irida and Special Costume Irida aren't really going to synergize too well with Hisui outside of that. Maybe Lodge Adaman, I guess. And keeping that in mind, Lodge Adaman is a Hisuian support, but it's Lodge Adaman. You're just better off running, like, literally Adaman and Leafeon as your tank. You were just far better off in doing that. I'm not even kidding. And then actually utilizing, again, Special Costume Adaman for your support EX is still a better idea than using Lodge Adaman. Sorry, Lodge Adaman. You're just not that fantastic. You can be used, but you're still not that fantastic. I'm sorry. But whatever, either way, there it was, the triple Hisui setup. Works out using, for one, Adaman and Leafeon for tanking, and then using Adaman and Ursa Luna for the support EX. You know, 2 characters, eventually, if they combined, they'd be like a support. Sort of. They'd have the tanking and the support EX, but not really the supportive ability. Whatever, it works. So, yeah, let's, I guess, end this video and go on to the end bit. I don't know what you call that final segment. I just didn't have any other ideas, so I'm ending this early. Somehow in all of that recording, I actually managed to earn a title. I don't know what title I earned. Shadot's friend. Hey, I use music, man. You know what? I'm gonna set that as my title. That's funny. I like that. All right, you got the Shadot title. Cool. Yeah, using music is fun, right? Either way, whatever. That was the overview or showcase for EX Roll. Adaman. Sorry that there wasn't as much footage as I wanted here. I did want to do another Legendary Arena solo, but too lazy. I'm just gonna be blunt with you. I am a little bit too lazy for that. I'm sorry. Whatever. It's fine. We did get some pretty decent footage here utilizing Adaman's support EX roll. Again, applying the support EX roll is great for him because it doesn't only help out his bulk, which is helpful because he does not really like to take damage. He wants to take damage for his move, but he does that with burn. So do consider, you got to kind of balance the burn and actual damage you're taking from enemies. Could be bad, could be good, but whatever. Either way, the support X roll definitely helps out in that area, and of course the HP he gets is nice as well. But yeah. Good EX function because, again, we did some pretty good showings here. You're able to utilize Adaman for both damage, nuking, as well as using we get the support EX roll in, the support EX in, right? So you get the 2 sync buffs, plus you get in good damage. And then, of course, you're also able to help out characters like, again, the Hisui setup, where you've got yourselves pretty much no good support option. So utilizing Adaman and Leafeon as a tank, and then utilizing this Adaman for the support EX roll can effectively mimic the same thing as actually having a support character on the team, right? Mostly in lower battles, right? Like, I don't think that's going to work too well in ultimate battles, but I don't think you're using the triple Hisui setup in ultimate battles either. So give and take. But yeah, either way, it's a good upgrade. I don't think it's to the same level as like Signature Lusamine, Signature Steven, or Signature Serena, because those characters directly benefit from the support EX roll. Steven in the method that like all of his rolls benefit immensely from him being able to use the sync move for the support EX, right? Because Striker gets the support EX roll, Deoxys Defense now actually has a reason to use its sync move. Same thing with Speed Form Deoxys, and then Normal Form Deoxys, it still just helps out in the arena. And then Signature Lusamine and Serena both transform into Zygarde Complete and Necrozma, Ultra Necrozma specifically. So you've got yourselves that upgrade that they wanted from the start. They wanted the sync, but their biggest downside was that they would have to take up the sync slot. Well, now they didn't have to do that. Adaman, he didn't care to take up the sync slot. You could utilize his sync move for a good nuke damage, or you could utilize the support EX, and both would work out pretty well. But now you've effectively you're not required to use that support EX anymore, and now you can pretty much invest fully in Adaman's nuke with his Wounded Sync up 9 plus Haymaker, as well as his Status Condition Sync move up 9 passive here, to where now you can utilize Adaman's full nuke without having to worry about missing the 1 sync buff from using a support EX, right? So you can get the nuke and you can get the sync buffs in. Best of both worlds. Definitely a good upgrade. I don't know if it's better than Tech. Tech would have been a good upgrade to him as well, but either way, it's still a great upgrade. Definitely a good one that he got, and I'm not going to complain. So yeah, that was the EX roll showcase for Special Costume Adaman and Ursaluna. Level 150, 3 out of 5 6-star EX. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about them down in the comments below. And yeah, be hyped for Irida coming out tomorrow. I'm terrified. Yeah, again, some of that Spirit Bomb. Some of the Spirit Bomb to lend me your luck, please.